Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Humanity. 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 Today, again, the topic we are going to look at, or the subject, and is health. That is a big business of which I've made most of my investments. Healthy, the healthy nations. A healthy nation can always have healthy productivity in all sectors of its institutions and departments and industry. A healthy community looks forward to always harvest beautiful fruits of either what you call beautiful fruits in their gardens. So with that, always my business with human beings is health. But today, we are going to focus on mothers and the girl child. We are going to put the entire subject of our discussion to mothers and the girl child. Well, the reason for that is that, as you know, wherever you are on this planet, that every mother and every girl child and every man and every boy on this planet are produced of women. That's why I said we are going to look at the subject we are going to discuss is mothers, the girl child, and health. How do society view mothers in what we call modern times? Because we looked at the 11 centuries where we saw that the stagnant lifestyle, or the stagnant gang lifestyle, which was led by men, most of this, the part of the 11 centuries of the stagnant lifestyle was being led by men who have no idea how a child is born, or how a child spends 9 months in the womb of a woman. Whereby we saw that in our earlier studies we saw that women are very, very honored and very, very special creations on this planet. Women are very, very, very special creations in our societies. We will look at the facts on that, or we can look at those facts and see how are women so special to us or to humanity. Yes, women are very, very special creations, because every man and every woman and every girl and every boy is a produce of a woman. You have to sit under a woman's womb, or in a woman's womb, for 9 months in order to come onto this planet and be a part of the community of men and women, or Muslims. Because when we say a part of a community, men have always thought, because they had no proper guidance of what is a community. A community of living Muslims on planet Earth. Men had no idea of what is a community of living Muslims on planet Earth, or what is a society of living Muslims on this planet. With that, men kind of, because the entire 11 centuries were being kind of laid by men who did not know how a child is in the womb of a mother, what weight they are. Even up to now, no man can tell you. If you are to ask a man, oh, you're a professor, You're a professor, you say a professor, you have studied and you've been a professor, a doctor. How many doctorates do you have? He will tell you, I have maybe about 4 of them, 4 doctorates. And you ask him, doctor, you say with doctor, can you at any given time tell us what amount of blood is in the tip of your small finger? If that so-called professor with doctorates and what have you cannot explain that to you in a very simple language, then tell him that maybe the kind of knowledge you have is that which digs graves either for children, innocent children and women, because that is what has been going on in the last 11 centuries. Men who say we are professors, men who say we have doctorates, men who say we are doctors, all they did was either to desecrate the beauty of life and existence of human beings with a great kind of facts that men embarked on projects. In some of these projects, there are clear evidence whereby genocide after genocide, Holocaust after Holocaust have occurred. Documented Holocaust, documented genocides have occurred upon what you call innocent women and children. Why? Because the entire 11 centuries of the past 11 centuries have been in the hands of men who think that to be a macho man, you have to show that you are either psychologically insane, you're mentally insane, in order to cause what you call attention, to call for attention, to be recognized that that man is a macho man. He shed the blood of so and so and so and so and so. Look at a man like Hitler. Hitler, what did Hitler do? And why is he still spoken of in history? And so many others. Because I spoke of Hitler because he's the most recent kind of Holocaust leader, gangster, in the not very far, if you say the 20th century. Yes, indeed, he's still in the 20th century. Hitler is still in the 20th century. So we have put him in the picture to show that men have always had no idea about the beauty of life. Life is a religion. Life is a religion that is testified by every tree that stands on its stem on this planet. Life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. My people, my creations. Life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. If you want to prove that, if you have children around, you may have a toddler, the 3-year-old girl, a toddler, the 3-year-old boy, with golden hair, or with curly hair as an African, or a toddler, an African boy, or a Chinese girl, a Chinese boy. If you are to look into their face, I would ask you to come and do it secretly and sit beside her. Call your wife and say, "Oh, honey, come and sit. I want to tell you something." She come with her son, your son, your daughter, your most beautiful daughter. Because when your daughter is around 5 or 3 or 4 or 5, let's say 5, that is the most beautiful thing you can look at, even if you are doing whatever you are, whatever business you have. At any given, in every these 3 seconds that you are alive, a flash of your daughter's image will flash into your face, into your brain, saying that life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. That's why your daughter, being a daughter, a girl child, because women are honored, greatly, greatly, greatly honored by Allah, tasked by Allah to produce a living human being. Like when you were young, you're a man now, you have a wife, but your wife has given you a daughter, a very special gift. So that way, whenever you are, if you are a conscious man, the flash of your daughter smiling, the flash of your daughter running from one room to the other, the flash of your daughter saying, "Daddy, daddy, daddy," the flash of your daughter saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy. Can I show you what I wrote on my paper today? What we studied in our nursery school today?" That will always kind of, and with a very beautiful smile on her face, full of life and exuberance of beauty and beauty that has no end or interpretation to a mind which is conscious of the beauty of Islam. Because if you look at Islam as one of the most holy, beautiful religion, it's only one, and it's the most holy, beautiful religion. You look at your daughter's smile and beauty and the noises she make and run in the other room and say, she comes and follows you. She says she comes and gently holds your hand and says, "Daddy, today we had a very beautiful, mommy made a very beautiful juice." And you look, I wonder, you'll be wondering, but if you're conscious of Islam, the beauty of Islam, you know what exactly Islam is to you and your daughter, as well as your wife, and your mother, as well as your father, and your society, as well as every member of the community of Muslims on this planet. That is why I say to you, I come, but my business to human beings is health. How do we keep this planet? How do you keep your mother planet Earth happy with you, living human beings, so that she doesn't have to crush you with either floods, so what you call flash floods, or a heat that no man can handle? So that way, let's look at exactly after. Let's see what other community members of our Muslim societies in which we live, because we said in Islam, life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. When that is mentioned, you may be like a man that have a garden, a compound. In that compound, there's a tree, either an orange tree, a mango tree, an apple tree. There are flowers, and you have chicken, domesticated community members of the Muslim society. Even trees. Trees are the most very, very well interpreted members of the community of Muslims on planet Earth, because they do provide a great service to men and women, and a great whatever storage of knowledge of the beauty of Islam, because they produce flowers. And with flowers, there's other members of the Muslim community on planet Earth who do the service of pollination, the bees. And there's so many community members in our Muslim societies and communities of Muslims on planet Earth. You are all living Muslims on planet Earth. So with that, we saw that someone came home a man came home and said, oh, his little beautiful tall girl came running and said, Daddy, Mommy made a very beautiful juice. Sometimes they call them smoothies. Smoothies is a mixture of fruits. Just with you do not have to add any water. So she had that, and she said it was very. You can add milk if you want to. If you have milk, fresh milk, pure milk, you can add that. You can add that in the smoothie, the fresh juice. So his daughter said to Daddy, Mommy made a very special juice. And when I had it, I said, I had to tell you. And with a very beautiful smile on her face, the little girl says, I wish she can make it again and again and again, because I enjoyed it. So that beauty that you see on your daughter's face, and as members of a Muslim community, whereby a tree provides a fruit, in which your wife made a smoothie, and a cow provided milk, and she added that in the smoothie, and some other thing. He maybe a bee, he made honey, and your wife added honey in the smoothie. My beauty, Islam is so beautiful. I wish men and women knew. Islam is very beautiful. The reason why I'm saying that is that in Islam, Allah has explained every beauty in great detail. Every interpretation of the beauty of the religion of Islam in great detail. Take for instance, Allah says, life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. So with that, Allah provides a tree, He provides water with it, and He provides the members of community who do the pollination. If a tree was to produce fruits, and He provides a moderate sunlight, then the tree can be able to produce fruits without any difficulty, and so on and so on. And your wife can easily harvest the fruits and add milk. You have milk, fresh milk in your whatever. So you have honey, beehives and honey. You harvest the honey from the beehives, and you make a smoothie for your daughter. What kind of interpretation of the beauty of the religion of Islam then do you need to challenge such exuberance, elegance, sweet and beauty of the religion of Islam? In that, when you go out of your mind and say, we are Christians, Allah says, my people, which favors of Allah will you deny? Which favors of Allah will you deny? A tree says, Allahu Akbar, endlessly, because every leaf of a tree is a practical living letter A. Every single leaf that is a canopy of a stem, on a stem of a tree, or a tree stands on a stem, a single stem, which is, when the tree does that, is standing on a single stem, it says, Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion in which I bear your witness that there is no deity worth of worship except Allah, with each and leaf on my stem in my canopy, saying Allahu Akbar continuously. Whenever the breeze blows, I say Allahu Akbar. Where the men are sleeping, I say Allahu Akbar. And if you were to ask 10 men at any given time to climb that tree and count how many Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah, I mean the practical living letter A or leaves on that tree, those men, they will come down saying, no, we cannot do it because it is so complicated. If you have to count a leaf, then you have to say Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah. Because of the tree, the branch, what makes a branch that produces this leaf. The trick does Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, continuous, either with a branch, a small branch, a big branch, continuously. My people, Islam is so beautiful. I wish men could understand the beauty I'm talking about. You would live on this planet in harmony, in peace, which Allah originally prescribed as a divine holy currency that that joins men and all communities in their societies without bloodshed, without any confrontation, without any conflict. That way, when we talk of health, you have to be very cautious. You have to be in a cautious, not unconscious, but in a conscious state of mind, and look at Islam. What does Islam provide? I've given you a tree which provides flowers and fruits, and it keeps on saying Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. And if you have to look at practically, if you have to look at a leaf of a tree, in the single leaf, there are two sides of a leaf, a left side and a right side. But each side has what we call, in the middle there is what we call, I don't know whether you call it a vein. It says there's a signature like letter A. Because practically, if nature writes letter A, it has to be kind of massive, wide, because it is saying Allah Akbar. The practical signature letter A wouldn't look exactly like the one you write in your under a line in your book. No, because yours is it has no life. It's still letter A. It has no any sort of whatever, unless you wake it up and say this is a. But the one of Mother Nature, which is practically a holy divine oath that glorifies Allah, the most holy, glorified Allah, Almighty Allah, and He gives it color, beauty, and fruits. That is a leaf which says Allahu Akbar, 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 Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Continuously, because if you look at a vein in a leaf, that is what we call mustaqim. If there's a middle line, we separates the left section from the right section. That's a line which says Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. It's a mustaqim, a straight line. Keep your lives be straightforward. Do not conjecture beliefs which may cause you to become very, very unhealthy, like what we saw in the 11 centuries, where men thought they were macho men manufacturing weapons. So that thinking that if I manufacture a weapon, a woman who will follow for me, will always kind of, we saw that Hitler committed Holocaust, because he's the nearest thing to the 20th century, or in the 20th century, because he's still spoken of as a very and a very filthy man who exterminated 8 million Jews without any kind of the same people, his color, whatever. But he ended up using weapons manufactured in their industries at the same time with the same people. And so he went out of his head and said, this is what we conjectured. So I wanted to remind men that there's a few, if you listen to this video, try and study and use your brain. Look at your daughter when she comes, running when you come home, and say, Daddy's home. And start telling you stories of what happened throughout the day when the mother and the daughter were at home. That's where we will continue from next time I come around. My people, you are all Muslims. You are all living Muslims on planet Earth. Under no circumstances should you manufacture weapons
in order to say we want to exterminate that nation, sister nation. Like what I see rehearsals of North Korea, I mean South Korea, helped by the Americans, saying, if we do these rehearsals of fight or whatever, you know that if North Korea invades, we kind of work out a mad kind of a mad cow disease. We make, I don't want to go into that. So next time, we will look at, we are going to continue where when a man in his 20s, he goes to work, he has a 5-layer little girl, but every three minutes, the fresh of their daughter smiling comes a kind of a very beautiful memory and whatever. Goes through his face and says, "Don't, my daughter." And I tell him, that very beautiful memory and what's that you see in your face is your daughter saying to you and Allah saying to you, that is the beauty of Islam. That is the beauty of life. Life is a religion, and that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.